We are sitting now with Mary Kay Slowakowski. I'm going to just let you tell us your new title.
Well, the new title for NAWBO is the Director of Charitable and Social Outreach for the National Association for Women Business Owners. It's the very first time that they've ever had this type of committee, which you would wonder why, because of the good that women do in the city and the suburbs, but I don't think they've ever channeled it into making it a committee. So,
what is your vision for the committee?
I really want to see us work with various charities and not only work with them as far as volunteer and do a day of service, but also I would like to see our members connect where there could be a possible business connection. You know, I was just saying that in the past I've always done a lot for charities. I started a food pantry out in Darien that's still opened. I've worked with volunteerism, but I have never, in all the 35 years that I've been in business, ever thought about connecting my business and making any type of connection with a charity as far as maybe bringing some money back into our business. I just always thought about giving. And what this has taught us is that we can become takers. we can balance it, but all of a sudden maybe this would be a win-win, not just always giving.
How does a member of NAWBO choose the right charity to support?
I think what they've got to do is think about what is it that they do. If they're doing anything with food, or if they're doing anything with retail, or then try to hook up, as they were just telling us in the room for our panel, that to go online and put a nonprofit and try to figure out which charity would work best with your business. And maybe that's something that, you give me a good idea, maybe that's something that we as a committee could make possible. Work on that to try to hook up our members to a good charity. But right now we have Hull House and Harmony, Hope, and Healing that they can hook up to in the next few months.
How do you strategically ensure that your doing good activities equate to your company doing well financially?
That's what I think I mentioned. I don't think that personally I've never looked at that, but I think that I could just see. Just for an example, say one of the charities, I'm a speaker trainer, so maybe one of the charities might enjoy me coming in and training some of the people. Or I could go to a Hull House and I could work with the transitional people as well. Maybe again, teaching communication or team building, and I can see possibilities, I hope.
What part does charitable and social outreach have in a company's brand management?
I think it's important that when we do something, that possibly we let the media know what we're doing. That should be a part, like when we're doing our day of service at Hull House, and that'll draw all our membership. I think that we'll have a lot of good media there, and that people will be able to use those photos back in their own websites to show that I'm not only a business person, but I also work with a charity.
What type of outreach do you think most engages younger women in business?
I think we heard it from one of our panelists today, and that's the social media, that so many of the younger generation are very savvy online and how they could hook up with charities that way, and probably through tweeting and Facebook, and I think there's a big possibility.
Why did you accept this new NAWBO directorship?
When?
Why?
Why? Good question. I accepted it because Valerie asked me to. I was on the charter membership for NAWBO when they came to town 35 years ago, and I helped bring NAWBO to Chicago. And then I went back to the suburbs and started other women's associations, and stayed with NAWBO for a while, but then broke away. 5 years ago, I came back to NAWBO, and I loved the diversity, and I loved all the ages, and I thought, I could come back to a group like this. And then Valerie, I do a lot for Old St. Pat's. That's my church downtown Chicago. Even though I live in Darien, we come down to church there. And I do a lot of outreach there, and I invited Valerie to send over one of her chocolate tours coupon. And I said we would give it out as a prize. And I think she saw the connection then all of a sudden of what I was doing at Old St. Pat's and decided to ask me to chair this brand new committee.
What is it in your background that draws you to helping others?
A wonderful mother and father who showed me that. My father was the head of the St. Vincent de Paul Society, and that's a great society that always gives back to the homeless and poor. He was a Chicago policeman. He brought poor families into our home, and so I was brought up on that. And I think it's just a natural feeling I have to give back to those that are in need. And my son, he runs a party every Christmas for the last 20 years at St. Martin de Porres, and he brings out all the high school kids. He's the head of a leadership camp for kids, and so he does that. The whole family is involved, but we, as our family, got them to go to soup kitchens when they were young. And I think it's that modeling, you've got to show young people how they could be significant in giving back.
Let's take a little bit, well, first of all, I want you to tell us about NAWBO's first day of service. When is it and what are you doing?
Well, we're going to be working March 12th, 2011, and it's going to be at her school. Now, it's a school near Midway Airport, and we are going in from 10 to 2 and do all the painting inside the school. But I want to make it a fun day too, so we're inviting kids to come. Everybody 8 and up can come and join their mothers and husbands, fathers. I would love to have them come, whole families, and I'd like to have a clown there, not myself, no, a clown that will help put some stuff on their faces and keep the little darlings happy. And then at lunchtime, I want to have, we just saw a young man from Second City where my son graduated from and does a lot of improv work, and we're going to get him to come over during lunch and teach us improv communication. So not only will we work hard, but we will play hard. We'll have a great day.
You've talked about you've been in business, you've had your own business for 35 years. I understand you're the first female motivational speaker to have your own PBS Emmy-nominated series.
Right.
How does this help you lead a charitable and social outreach committee?
Well, I think it's, I've always been someone that started women's associations, women in careers, women in management, and I'm also on the council of the Executive Breakfast Club of Oak Brook. So naturally I'm drawn to managing, and I love to be on boards. I think what's really drawn me to this is the idea of charitable and social outreach. I really didn't want to take a board position here because I thought they have good talent, and but when Valerie brought up this new outreach, I thought, no. So I asked a lot of people down at Old St. Pat's who do this work. I asked a ton of questions and said, should I really do this? And Valerie answered every question. 3 sheets of paper with answers. And I thought to myself, if anyone would take that kind of time, then I need to just come on board and try to go to work and help them.
Thank you so much for your time and for your work. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Erin. Thank you.